Good morning, wrestling fans. March 6th, 2024. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Time to talk about an all-new AEW Dynamite tonight. With all of the fallout from this past Sunday's AEW Revolution pay-per-view, the retirement of the Icon Sting. Also, there is a new AEW Dynamite logo, changed up a little bit. I'm sure most people listening right now have probably seen it online already. But just in case, if you haven't for some reason, go check it out. It's all over AEW's social media. You can go check it out. And personally, I like it. And that is all tonight. Dynamite. And on this Wednesday morning episode of 360 Good Morning Wrestling Fans, gonna talk about tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. Tonight, Dynamite will be live on TBS at 8 p.m. Eastern in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Gas South Arena. And once again tonight, just like at the Revolution pay-per-view, we will see two members of the Don Callis family go at it in the middle of the ring. The aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, and one half of Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, which I'm sure that'll be another great match. In case you have missed it for some reason, if you missed the great match from Revolution between Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita, first of all, shame on you for missing such a great match. And definitely check it out, either Bleacher Report here in the United States, cable, satellite, or internationally on Triller or YouTube. Just wherever you can order it. Check out the replay. It was an amazing pay-per-view. And I'd say Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita may be early candidate for match of the year. Great match, and I'm sure for this match tonight that Don Callis will probably be on commentary, as he usually is when the members of his Don Callis family are in action. Also, tonight on Dynamite, Chris Statlander will go one-on-one with Riho. And that is all we have as of right now announced for AEW Dynamite tonight. Live 8 p.m. Eastern, TBS. And we are now, I know we just had the big Revolution pay-per-view this past Sunday, but now we are only 1 week away from the special episode of Dynamite coming up next week. Big business. And there has been definitely a lot of talk about this episode of Dynamite coming up next week. As Timeless Tony Storm said, in the media scrum after Revolution. There's someone that's been talked about a lot lately. So she went ahead and mentioned her name, Wendy Richter. Well, actually, I'm not too sure about the likeliness of Wendy Richter showing up in AEW next week, but there has been a lot of speculation online of Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks, making her AEW debut. Big business. Of course, there is a big hint on the poster. Big business spelt with 2 S's and their dollar signs. Of course, Dynamite will be in Boston next week, which is the hometown of Mercedes Moné. So definitely would not be surprised if we do see her debut in AEW next week. Also, another name that has been going around is Kazuchika Okada is believed to be making his AEW debut very soon, now that he has finished up his dates in New Japan Pro Wrestling at the New Beginning shows. And what the word on the internet is that does look like he is signing with AEW. Also, after the All-Star Scramble match, which was originally going to be Meat Madness, but then they changed it to the All-Star Scramble match. Wardlow winning and getting an AEW World Championship match at Samoa Joe. Sunday night on 360 Wrestling Fanatic, I was thinking what the possibility could be if they'll hold off for that match until April 21st for the new AEW pay-per-view Dynasty, or could we possibly see that title match at Big Business next week? We'll just have to wait and see tonight. AEW Dynamite. Also, I once again apologize for no new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic last night, but I did watch NXT and the new episode of Dark Side of the Ring, the Ballad of John Tenta, which I definitely enjoyed, and not sure when exactly, but on a future episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, I do plan on talking about it, and I definitely recommend checking out that episode. So Dark Side of the Ring is back on Vice Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. And that is all for this Wednesday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Thank you everyone for tuning in, listening, downloading. Remember, in the comment sections, you can still leave your thoughts and your opinions on last Sunday's AEW Revolution, and also Dark Side of the Ring as well, if you saw the John Tenta episode, or just anything pro wrestling you want to talk about, just as long as it is pro wrestling. Like I always say, the best way to keep up with 360 Wrestling Podcast is on X at 360 Wrestling Pod. As soon as it is posted, an episode on Spreaker, it goes right to X. Also, Instagram and Threads, we are there at 360 Wrestling Podcast. So if you have either Instagram or if you have Threads, feel free to go and follow. I would appreciate it. And once again, thank you for listening to this Wednesday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Hope everyone enjoys Dynamite tonight. And I will be back tomorrow morning for the Thursday episode of GMWF. But until tomorrow morning, have a great pro wrestling day.